This is the SAU Report, a program featuring interviews with the faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
Welcome to this edition of the SAU Report. I'm Tamika Gulley.
And I'm Jamey Giddens. Today our guest is graduating senior Felicia Hutchings. Felicia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 23 years old, and I'm from Longview, Texas, and I'm the oldest of three, and my major is Recreation Community Service, and I'm a member of the Lakeport Church of Christ in Longview, Texas.
Felicia, what made you choose to have recreation as your major?
Well, I decided to have that as my major because I felt that it had a more variety of jobs instead of just going with kinesiology.
So how does it feel to be graduating from SAU?
It feels good, and I'm just glad to be graduating from SAU.
Considering that you transferred here from a junior college in Texas, what made you come to SAU? What prompted you to come here?
Basketball scholarship. I wanted to get out of the state of Texas, to try something different, and Coach Ballard really influenced me to come here because he told me how great the college was, how great the staff and the facilities and everything was.
What was your first impression of SAU?
The country and how the people were greeting. They're real nice.
Felicia, what were some of the goals that you set for yourself as an entering freshman in the Texas College and also here at SAU?
To give myself 5 years to be another graduate from my family and to be able to set goals and be a role model for my brothers so they can be able to say, hey, my sister's doing it, I can do it too.
So are they in school right now? Are they in college?
I have my oldest brother, he's in Kilgore Junior College, and then my youngest brother, he's in the 9th grade at Longview High School.
Are you the first member of your family to graduate college, or how has your family supported you?
My family supports me very well, and no, I'm not the first to graduate from college. My family motivates me to let me know that I'm the best at whatever I do and however I make a situation.
So what are your plans immediately after graduation? You going to take some time off?
No, I plan to move to Dallas, and I have a job already lined up to work for the Texas Department of Human Services under the Child Protection Agency.
What are some of the things that you did in your job search?
Well, first of all, I got different, like with the newspapers, I went and looked at the job ads there because really I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go. It was either Dallas, Houston, or Georgia, somewhere in Atlanta, Georgia. And what I did was go through the newspaper and see exactly what kind of jobs was out there for me with a recreation community service degree. And I also went on the internet, and the internet really helped me a whole lot just to get the right area to go in.
Did you use the SAU resources any?
Yes, I did. They had a lot which covered Arkansas, but it never did cover like Texas and the other surrounding states here.
You said that some of your other family members have graduated college. What was some of the advice that they gave you?
To stay in school long as you can, you know, to make the best of it and never rush it. Because once you get out of school, you're going to start paying bills and, you know, living day-to-day routine.
Speaking of paying bills, did you pick your career choice because of money or just something you wanted to do?
Just something I wanted to do because I work with the handicapped children, and that makes it, because I really didn't want to be in a classroom setting, and you can be involved with the community integration and be involved going out in the community, helping them with helping with the handicap.
What are some of the clubs and organizations you participated in at SAU?
Well, I participated in ADAPT, and I'm a part of Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated sorority.
So when did you pledge Zeta?
I pledged fall of '97.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your organization? What are some of the things that you do? How are you involved around the campus?
Well, we do a lot of community service. We just finished with the Special Olympics, helping with that. And we also go through the community, helping with the Adult Education Center, and we also help around the campus. Like we have the highway cleanup, which is on Highway 82, and we do scholarship funds. And we just got back from Fayetteville, Arkansas in March. We went to a conference there where I won Miss Zeta Arkansas.
How did that feel to find out you'd won?
Oh, it felt real good.
What are some of the things that being a part of these organizations has taught you? Has it matured you in any way?
Yes, it has. It matured me as being a role model, a leader, because people around, they look at the organization that you're in, as well as they look at, hey, that's that Zeta over there. They don't look at, that's Felicia. You're representing the organization as well as yourself. And I have to be a role model because I feel like I'm friendly and I try to be a positive leader instead of a negative leader.
A lot of freshmen come here with that being the only thing on their mind, going Greek. How old do you think a college student should be before they pledge?
Well, I don't think it has to be a certain age, but they need to get the feel of college and get in their books more, because I feel like once you join a sorority or a fraternity, your grades are going to drop because you're into going out, going to parties, just being able to have those letters. It doesn't make a person. It's what you make of it.
You said that you enjoy being and working around younger kids. What would be something positive that you could tell, like graduating seniors, about going to college, staying in until they graduate?
Well, first of all, I'll just tell them to do their best and let God do the rest, because without Him, I wouldn't have made it as far as I made it. It's been rough, but I just kept Him on my side. And with the pushing of my parents and letting them keeping encouraging words in my mind, they helped me go through the way.
Felicia, would you consider your experience here at SAU a positive one?
Yes. It's been a dramatic learning experience as well, because I feel like things that has happened for a reason, but it hasn't done nothing but make me stronger.
Do you plan to go to a graduate school, or do you just plan to go straight to a job?
Well, I plan to go straight to the job, like I said, for the Child Protection Services. And I plan to start graduate school in the upcoming fall of 2000, because I just want to give myself a year of experience and be able to know that, hey, is this what I really want to do? And then go from there. And I really do plan to start that summer or that following fall.
So do you already have a house lined up to live in or
I'm
apartment?
going to stay with my family.
Oh, okay.
What are some of the goals and that you set for yourself for the future now that you are becoming a graduating senior?
To be able to pay all my bills off, first of all, and to start a family maybe in 5 years, and to be able to do for myself instead of depending on others.
So is a family do you already have somebody in mind to start your family with?
Yes, I do.
That's good. Are you engaged?
No, I'm not. But I really do have somebody in mind, though.
Considering that you transferred here from a school in Texas, how would you compare the quality of education at SAU as opposed to that school?
Well, from Panola Junior College to here, it wasn't too much of a difference, because the population was small, and the teachers got a one-on-one basis with you, so you really didn't have, I didn't really have too much to worry about, and that's what I was worried about going to a Division I school, because you just wasn't a number, you were a person here.
So if you had to do over again, would you change anything? Or would you still
No,
come to SAU?
Yeah, I really do think I'll come because wherever you go, you're going to have problems. You're going to have good times, bad times. And I feel like SAU has been a great experience for me, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Do you feel like there can be any improvements made to life here at SAU, to any of the education, the campus life, or anything?
Well, I feel like the campus life is so-so, but I really do feel like there should be a daycare here for, I don't have any children, first of all, but I feel like there's a lot of young people, there's young students here that are trying to make something of themselves. But they also have a problem with, some probably don't have cars or whatever to get back and forth home, but they are trying to do things for them, so, trying to make something out of themselves. But the problem, I feel like we need a daycare around here in order where they can be with their children, the family, the parents, and also they need a better housing, the student housing. I feel like the dorms are okay, but I feel like they need a better family housing for students who have children so they can live here as well.
On the same lines, were you aware of the debate about the children not being allowed in the dorms?
And yeah, because I have a sorority sister that has a child, and where does she have to go with when the child wants to come down here and be with her? She doesn't have anywhere to go. She has to stay with one of her sorority sisters, and I feel like she might want her own privacy, which is her dorm, and that is her home during the semester. And I feel like that should change. It really should.
Do you feel like the quality of the education that you've received here at SAU has prepared you competently for the real world?
Yes, it has, because through recreation, you had to put so much, it was something like an intern that you had to go out and put in community hours in order to go out there and see what the job like, so if that's really what you wanted to do. So yes.
Are you a little sad for your college life to be ending?
Yes, and then no. I'm ready for a change, and I'm ready for my mind to expand more, because here in Magnolia, you go through the same routine, go to class, go to work, but there's no excitement. I'm not really looking for like party or whatever, but I'm just looking for a change and something challenging.
Who would you say are some of your heroes?
First of all, God is one, and then my parents. My parents really pushed me. They were there every time I needed something, or if an event like basketball games during the Zeta convention, they were there. They did whatever it took to get where they had to go with me. And those are my heroes.
What legacy do you think you'll leave behind here at SAU?
My friendly smile.
Do you feel there is any one person here at SAU that has truly inspired you and that has looked out for you, stepped up and did things for you?
Well, I have a lot of those, and one person that I really can say that inspired me would be, that's a good question because I have a lot. Well, Coach Gulley would be a person that inspired me the most, because it was plenty of times that I wanted to quit basketball because things just wasn't going my way. But I had to realize my role, realize the obligation I had to the basketball team, and I feel like he inspired me the most because he got me here. And then he also told me I wasn't a quitter, which I knew I wasn't a quitter, but sometimes when you get a lot of pressures of life, you feel like the first thing you think of is to quit. But if something comes too easy, to me, it's not worth having. And I felt like he made me work, and plus I worked for myself, and I feel like Coach Gulley would be the person that
You felt that you've developed a family-like relationship with the basketball girls? And
Yes, because even though I don't play anymore, I feel like every time I see them, see one of the basketball girls, I feel like You know, we always speak and have one-on-one conversation or whatever. And Ramona Owens she played basketball, and she's like a sister to me. And Kanisha Agnew.
Out of all the things that you've done here at SAU, what can you say would be your proudest achievement?
My proudest achievement is when I won Miss Zeta, Arkansas, and to come back to Magnolia and be able to say that my chapter, Iota Xi, was announced, you know, Miss Zeta, Arkansas. I feel like Zeta had came up a long way, and I feel like the image is changing, and I feel like no matter what organization you're in, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, or Sigma Gamma Rho, whatever organization you're in, it's just what you make of it. It's not, you know, because you are the person that's going to make the organization, not nobody else.
And your pageant, did you have to showcase any talent?
Yes, I did.
What's your talent?
I did Heaven's Grocery Store, and the author is unknown, but that was my talent. And I had to raise so much money, and then I had to model clothes.
What are some of your most memorable moments at SAU?
Going to the basketball games, not wanting to get up for 8 o'clock game, 8 o'clock classes, and being able to hang out with my friends and hanging out with my boyfriend.
You spoke about there not being enough excitement here in Magnolia. What do you think needs to be done to help? Because retaining students has been a big issue here, and I think a lot of it has to do with there not being enough to do. So what would you suggest the university do?
Well, first of all, I feel like I can understand that you have you can't play your music too loud, but I feel like they push that issue too much. And they feel like we're students and they live their, college life, or if they did go to college, whatever. But I feel like they're real tight on us, and they don't let us enjoy our freedom like we have. I don't mean to go out, drink alcohol or smoke marijuana or, do the negative things, but the positive roles in life. So we can go back and say, hey, we did this, we did that. In our student body was fun. But
what are some improvements that you feel can be made to?
Well, I think we should have more activities on campus instead of just going like with Greek Week. You have that one particular week that Greeks do just one, they do a variety of things. I think that it should be something going every week for like this organization do this one week, this organization represent this week, and that'll be able to, where the other college students that's non-Greek be able to say, I want to get in this organization, I want to get in this organization.
Impact, which sponsors the campus activities, recently proposed that the student activities fees be raised so that they could bring more fun stuff to campus. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do, because we pay a lot for school, here, because I had to pay for my last year of school. And I feel like most of our money is being used, but not all of it. And it's our money, so they should spend our money like it should be spent instead of keeping it, sitting on it.
If you met somebody maybe 5 or 10 years down the road, what is one positive thing that you can say about SAU and all the things that you've done here?
Well, I could tell them that SAU helped me out to get the good grades that's needed in order to get finished with college, and to be able to go to a smaller college and be able to live not a life full of, the fast life. It could be a steady, slow pace.
So you think that's better for college students to go to school at a slow pace?
Yes, because we don't have high crime rate. We have rates of drinking and smoking and stuff like that, but I feel like it's not as high as most colleges that you hear about.
As a student, Do you feel that the student government here on campus has been helpful enough in your time here with the students? Do you think they help?
From what I've got out of them, yes, they did help us out a lot.
You said that you wanted to do work that had something to do with handicapped kids. Have you done any working with handicapped kids at all?
Yes, I have. I worked with handicapped kids. Well, I've been working with them for the last 4 to 5 years now. And I'm an employee of Magnolia Specialized Services, which is here in Magnolia. And Sarah Carrington runs that. She's the director. And I worked with the little girl, Kashanta Brock, and she's really made a big impact on my life, because handicapped children people seem to overlook them, but they are a blessing just as well.
A lot of medical advances have been made in the last couple of years that could change the life of some handicapped people. Like I was reading where there's a new procedure that can allow deaf people to hear, but some deaf people were criticizing it by saying that by deaf people getting that procedure would mean that deafness was bad. What do you feel about that?
Well, I don't feel like it's bad to be handicapped, because some people take it to the extreme where, oh, I have to help them, I have to do this and I have to do that. They are their own person just as well as we are. They have feelings and emotions, and they go through things just like we do. They just need a little help to help them go through what they can't just do anything on their own. So what I feel about that is, don't try to put them out there where they can't do anything. Just help them and be supportive to them and encourage them instead of downing them out.
A lot of people have certain sayings and scriptures and mottos or whatever that kind of guide them through life. Is there any one certain thing that has kept you and guided you throughout life?
Well, just let God take care of it. And I feel like that's what God has put me through so much here. I've been able to know that God is my guider, and to just make sure I keep praying, because God is the one who's going to make my way, not me. He's making my way.
In your own personal experience as a woman, with pregnancies now, that you can find out if a child will be handicapped before you bring them into the world. What do you think about that? Do you think that a pregnancy should be terminated if they find out that there's a birth defect or something wrong with the child?
No, in a situation like that, I guess you have to go look back on your own morals. But me personally, if I knew that my child had a defect or whatever, I really don't know what I'll do. But I really feel like I would keep it and just take care of it and do what I can, because God don't put nothing no more than what you can handle.
You said that your family gave you a lot of support. If there was one thing that you could say to your family, what would it be for all the support and encouragement that they've given you?
Thank you, and I love them. And I really do appreciate it. And because my parents are the type that want what's best for us, and they're giving us more than what they had in life. And I feel like they did a heck of a job with it, because every time I needed something, no matter what, if it was from not paying the bill for them to help us out, they did it. And that's a true mom and dad to me.
So after 15 plus years from grade school on up, you're about to enter the real world. Do you think you're prepared?
Yes, I do. Because my dad, and like I said, my dad and my mom, they pushed me, but they made me work for it, because I've been working since I was 16, and they made me work for it. But things that they knew that I couldn't get, they were there to provide me. And yes, and I do really feel like I am ready, because I feel like I'm a people person and I'm just down to earth. But when it's time for business, it's time for business.
Well, we wish you all the best of luck, and we'd like to thank you for being our guest today on the SAU Report.
Thank you.
The SAU Report is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.